What up, YouTube? It's NoChainzz, and I am back for another commentary, and we are back for another episode of my New York Jets connected franchise mode here in Madden 15. And in week 4, we are facing off against the Detroit Lions, led by the charge of Calvin Johnson, averaging 81 yards a game, only with 1 touchdown so far on 17 receptions. So hopefully Asante Samuel can keep him under wraps, or at least contain him, because Calvin Johnson is a type of player that you cannot stop. And I know you guys have heard this before, you cannot stop, but you can only hope to contain. So I hope we're able to at least contain him a little bit this game. But we're gonna need a very effective pass rush, and we've been getting that for the first 3 weeks of the season, getting a lot of sacks on the defensive side of the ball, and that's what I have to say has carried the New York Jets to their 3-0 record, although they have gotten heavy contributions from Geno Smith. A turnover-free performance by Geno Smith to get his sophomore year started, so it's looking like a sophomore slump may not be in the books for Geno Smith. But the question remains, will he continue to play this well? The question will be answered whether it's luck or he's truly developing into the franchise QB. We'll find out this week versus the Lions. As we get started, 3rd down and 9. Geno Smith goes over the middle to Jace Amaro, who has been a big play weapon for Gang Green so far throughout the first 3 weeks of the season. You guys have seen him come up with some very big 3rd downs and a few big catches for Geno Smith, but we're going to get it handed off to Chris Johnson. He picks up 10 yards. That's a good start to the day for Chris Johnson. So 2nd down and inches, we're going to hand it off to him again. He gets past the line of scrimmage and picks up the necessary yards to move the chains for the New York Jets. We are on the move early in this game, trying to draw first blood, and we always do a good job of doing that. But on 2nd down and 3, Geno Smith is rolling out after the play action. We're going to find Jace Amaro for the touchdown. What a great pass by Geno Smith, and an even better route by Jace Amaro, finding the hole in the defense. And the most impressive part about that play was Jace Amaro reaching out for the touchdown and keeping his focus, getting his feet in bounds, and not only that, but like I said, finishing the play with 6 points on the board for the New York Jets. So on the opposite end of Geno Smith, you have Matt Stafford, who is not performing very well despite having one of the more talented offenses in the NFL. So 1st down and 10 for Stafford, empty backfield. He will be intercepted by Kyle Wilson. He has nothing but green in front of him, and he will finish off the play with a touchdown for the New York Jets. Easy pick for Kyle Wilson. Even easier, the run to the end zone, had nothing but space. Nobody was going to catch him. Wow, what a great play. Heads up play by Kyle Wilson, jumping the route. So let's see what the Lions can do when they get the ball back and they turn around and go 3 and out. Sheldon Richardson with a sack. And we have been getting after the quarterback all season, so that's not going to change today. So 2nd down and 12, Geno Smith's going to dump this one off to Amaro again, but he will get nowhere. I think that was a gain of 3 on the play. 3rd down and 9, Geno Smith is going to throw a comeback route to Stephen Hill, but it will be dropped. So we punt the ball back to the Lions, who have to get something going if they don't want the Jets to take complete control of this game. They're going to hit Chris Durham on the left side of the field. This time they're going to dump it off to the check down Reggie Bush, and David Harris makes sure he goes nowhere on the play, and he is hyped up. 3rd down and 4 coming up for the Detroit Lions. They're going to dump this one off for the short game, but it will be enough to move the chain. So their drive continues as they near midfield. So they're going play action to Reggie Bush. Matt Stafford with a lot of time. He's going to dump it off to Eric Ebron, and he picks up the 1st down for the Detroit Lions. They're going to hand it off to Reggie Bush this time, but he will get nowhere. Sheldon Richardson making sure that he gets nowhere on the play. 2nd down and 12. They're going to go to Golden Tate this time, and on 2nd down they're going to hand it off to Reggie Bush, but Damon Harrison is making sure he will go nowhere. So 3rd down and 8. This time it's Sheldon Richardson applying the pressure, forcing Stafford to get rid of it before he was ready. So they would settle for a field goal, so they finally get on the board. Geno Smith's going to dump this one off to Jeremy Curley. He has the speed and quickness to make something happen. That time he only got about 9 yards. We're going to Chris Johnson, getting around the edge, but not quite fast enough, so we will be short. After receiving the punt, Matt Stafford is back to pass, going to fire this one into the comeback route to Calvin Johnson. He picks up about 12 yards on the play. He's hyped up. He's trying to get his team going so they could come back in this game. They're going to go to Golden Tate this time on the comeback route. They seem to really have fallen in love with these comeback routes. So 1st down and 10, they're going to go over the middle to Calvin Johnson versus Asante Samuel's coverage is just no contest, so you really have to figure out something. So this time they're in the red zone from the 11-yard line. They're going to get a 6-yard gain to their tight end there. 3rd down and 3 for Matt Stafford. He's going to fire this one in to Calvin Johnson once again, and they have scored 10 unanswered points. Our offense has to get something going. 1st down and 10. We're going to draw play right up the middle to Chris Johnson. He picks up about 10 yards. We actually had Michael Vick in the game to give them the threat of the option play. You know, Michael Vick still has deadly speed even at his age. 3rd down and 10. Geno Smith will be intercepted for the first time this season by Slay, and he will go all the way to the touchdown. So the first mistake by Geno Smith is lethal as Slay takes the interception back for a touchdown right through the middle of the offensive line. Nobody wanted to tackle him, I guess, and just allowed him to get into the touchdown. So surprisingly, the Detroit Lions have roared back and have taken the lead over the New York Jets. The Jets have to get something going soon, and we go all the way deep to Shaq Evans. Geno Smith coming right back on the next drive, breaking a tackle and finding the open receiver downfield. Empty backfield for Smith this time. Clean pocket, gonna roll out to the right side. Can't find anybody. Breaks one tackle, but the second defender will get to him. And the Lions' sudden surge of momentum will continue as we have to punt the ball. They have really persevered in this game on the road, and their momentum will continue as Reggie Bush will get a very big punt return, and he will return it for a touchdown. Our special teams is the worst phase of this entire football team. Defense plays decent, offensive plays well at times, but the special teams often allows big yardage, and even in some instances, as you guys have seen previously this year, they allowed touchdowns. This is the second punt return touchdown allowed by this special teams. The first was in week 1 versus Denarius Moore and the Raiders, and the second versus Reggie Bush today couldn't have come at a worse time, as the Detroit Lions were probably just going to receive the ball, sit on it until halftime. So not only do they get the ball back, they score on the punt return, and then they get ball to start off the second half. So that is absolutely terrible. You see their offensive numbers, not too good. They got a pick 6, and then they got the punt return touchdown. They've only scored 1 touchdown offensively, so our defense isn't particularly playing badly. They pretty much contained the Lions outside of 1 drive. They even scored a touchdown themselves, but our offense really has to get it going, and our special teams has to play a little bit better. So we are trying to get them off the field on 3rd down and 7, but instead Stafford will fire this one into Calvin Johnson, and Matt Stafford seems to be getting his season back on track outside of that first interception return for a touchdown, and they convert yet another 3rd down. So 2nd down and 7 as they are on the move. They will go over the middle to Golden Tate, who has been a solid weapon for this offense. Now 1st and 10 for Matt Stafford and the offense. They're going to hand this one off to Bell. He will break a tackle and get another 1st down. The defense of the New York Jets has been famous for getting takeaways as the opposing team gains some momentum. So hopefully we can create another takeaway, as they are 16 yards away from getting yet another touchdown. So they're going to hand this one off to Reggie Bush. He will get down to the 10-yard line. 3rd down and goal. They're going to throw this one to Pettigrew, and he will break a tackle but be pushed out of bounds at the 4-yard line. So we do force them to take a field goal. Let's take a look at the day of Geno Smith throwing his first interception of the entire football season so far through 3 games. But he did get that touchdown toss in the first quarter as he led his team down the field for the first drive of the game in a very dominant manner. So let's see if he can get his day truly on track. So 3rd down and 4, Geno Smith will be intercepted again. And just as I talk about him getting his day on track, Tulloch was there to intercept the pass thrown into seemingly double coverage. Not only that, but the pass was a little bit behind the receiver, Shaq Evans. So not a good play for Geno there. So 3rd down and 2, we're able to get off of the field. So no true harm done by that turnover by Geno Smith. He has another crack at it, going screen to Chris Johnson. He reaches the outside and gets the 1st down on a gain of about 10 yards that time. So 1st down and 10, Geno stepping up in the pocket, trying to create something with his legs, but will be brought down by Tap in the backfield, and that will force a 3rd down and long. So we're going screen, which is what has typically worked for us in 3rd down and long situations, but The Lions caught on to that, and they're all over it. Levy making another play. So 2nd down and 5. They're going to go play action to the fullback. So the Lions are quickly gaining momentum again. 3rd down and 8. David Harris will force a fumble, and it will be recovered by Cal Wilson, who stays on his feet, keeps his balance, and gets into the end zone and brings things one step closer for the New York Jets. Cal Wilson getting his 2nd defensive touchdown of the game. First came on an interception return for 6. This time he never takes his eye off of the ball, is able to scoop it up, keep his balance, and get into the end zone. He knows the offense was struggling, and he said, hey, I'll score again for you. They should put him on offense. He scored 2 touchdowns, which is more than the offense have scored all day so far. So 1st down and 10. Matt Stafford will take a big hit by Calvin Pryor that time, and he gains 10. So we have a chance to get off the field and potentially take the lead. 3rd down and 5. We allow the conversion to Chris Durham. We have about 6 minutes left. We are trailing by 6. We get a touchdown, we win the game, but we have to keep them out of field goal range. But they get to midfield off of a play action pass to Golden Tate. They go right up the middle to Reggie Bush. He gets them to the 36-yard line. We cannot allow any more yards, but instead Asante Samuel will be beat once again by Calvin Johnson. 3rd down and 2. They're going to Reggie Bush, and Calvin Pryor will keep him from crossing the 1st down marker, so they have a chance to increase their lead with a field goal here. Let's see if they can do it. The field goal is up, and it is good, but it is 3 minutes left in this game. If we get a touchdown or a field goal here, it is not over. Geno Smith, though, will throw off a tackle and will be brought down at the 9-yard line. 3rd down and 19. We need a miracle. We're going to Jeremy Curley. He picks up about 18 yards. So a few plays later, Michael Vick is in because Geno Smith was hurt. We needed to convert that 4th down, but Michael Vick will throw it behind Chris Johnson. Honestly, that game was already decided, but Geno Smith went out with a minor injury, so he will return next week as the Jets take the 1st loss of the season. Geno Smith, hopefully this is not a sign of what's to come. Hopefully the first 3 weeks of the season were not luck. Let me know in the comment section if you think the first 3 weeks were luck or development by the young QB. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like I said, we got off to a very hot start. This, honestly, in my opinion, goes down as a really big meltdown. We allowed a pick 6. We allowed the punt return for a touchdown. And then when we really needed a stop, we could not get one on defense. Our defense basically played 2 straight drives, as they had to play the series where they got the touchdown and then they had to come right back out, and we were expecting them to make a stop. So I understand why our defense was not able to perform at that point, but we really needed it. Our defense, like I said, keeps us in games. I mean, honestly, the defense was the reason we were 3-0. In week 1, we were dead to rights until the defense got 2 straight takeaways. Even in a game where the defense plays so well, you will not always have a win. Let this week be an example to show you guys that our offense had that 1 touchdown, and then after that played very terribly. We were playing from behind, so we didn't get to run the ball as much as we wanted to, which had been a very big part of our game plan. So now the question is, will the Jets only go as far as Geno Smith will take them? You saw that Geno Smith threw 2 interceptions and they lost. So let's just find out as the season goes on. Is our defense good enough to win games when Geno Smith has terrible games? However, a loss is a loss. I'm not that happy about it, but I'm not too mad about it. We still are 3-1. That is our first loss. We still are 2nd place in the division behind the 4-0 Patriots. So let's see if we'll eventually be able to catch up to them if they even ever lose any games this season. But I hope to see you guys in the next episode as we try to rebound from our first loss against the San Diego Chargers. So I hope to see you guys in that episode, and I'll see you guys then. Later.